update for everyone. A major upset, kind of. Although Ethereal was what we thought would be the first to get the upset over Tomo, El Firmament somehow beat Saikai, the number one seeded team of the tournament, 3-1, and now Ethereal will be playing El Firmament in the semifinals.
What? Dude, look, I'm new to the Splatoon 2 competitive scene, but even I knew Saikai is the one to look out for. Hello? El Firmament taking it over them 3-1? What an interesting situation we're seeing right here. Interesting development. We also got Kraken Paradise taking it over 3-0 over Quantum. Looking very nice right there. Dude, this tournament's getting exciting. This tournament's getting very exciting. Can El Firmament take it again and bring it home to grand finals for that beautiful $100 prize pool?
Yeah, and then on the other side of the bracket, we do have Kraken Paradise versus Team Olive, the numbers 2 and 3 seeded. They both 3-0'd their quarterfinals opponents. And I believe that might be the game we're going to next. I'm not too sure.
I don't know, man.
A number 2 versus 3 matchup is going to be pretty damn good to watch.
That is going to be pretty good to watch. I'll tell you that much. But looks like we are going to be seeing Kraken Paradise versus Team Olive. Very acceptable as well. I want to see what Kraken Paradise...
As we go into that matchup, I'm going to be checking out for the man himself, 9-Hole Grains, commentator legend. Take it away, 9.
Thank you once again for that very kind introduction. You all said everything that I was going to say about both that set and the fact that Saikai lost. But can I just say one thing to you, Mr. Failboat? What player did I tell you to watch out for in the pregame? I told you one player specifically on Ethereal. Who was that player?
That would be Ben.
Called it.
That would be Ben with the blaster. You did call... I have it actually in my notes right here sitting at the top of my page, man. Ben with the blaster. He really came through. He came through. He got so many nice kills and never let up.
Yeah. And, to be fair, calling that Ben was going to go big isn't exactly that's not a Nostradamus there. Ben has been good for a while, but you just saw right there the power that Ben has and that the blaster is still a dominating force here in Splatoon 2. But Kraken Paradise and Team Olive, a little background. These two teams have... I don't want to say that they've been rivals because I'm sure that there's no bad blood to either, but Kraken Paradise, for a while they were considered, I don't know if everyone considered them this, but they actually held the number 1 spot on Splat Stats. Their first tournament that they did was the Platinum Cup Qualifier, a stacked tournament, and they won it. And that was their first... Okay, let me back up. That was their debut tournament in Splatoon 2. They were a very, very strong team in Splatoon 1. That was not their just hi, we're new, we just won a tournament. It wasn't that. But the point is, a very, very strong team. And, these are seen as 2 of the top teams in Europe, if not the top 2 teams in Europe. So to see them here just adds another page to the ongoing battles between the 2 of them, the legacy that they've left here. Very exciting to see them in a best of 5. My only regret here is that they weren't on opposite sides of the bracket so that we could potentially see them in a best of 7, but this is going to be a good one.
Oh, no kidding. Honestly, every stage of this bracket is looking really nice. I wish we had a stream for the other side of this bracket too, because that seems like an incredibly interesting matchup as well. But we'll just have to see how that ends up working out in grand finals there. My only regret is I won't be able to commentate grand finals. Are you kidding me? This sounds amazing. Oh my gosh.
It's going to be a good... El Firmament, for those who don't know, is a French team. They've been one of those teams that hasn't gotten the big win yet, but they're always there. They're always close. But they are still one of the top teams in Europe, have been for some time, and this would be the biggest statement they've made. We've already talked at length about Ethereal. This is an all-European top 4 here. Let's go. Let's go Europe. Let's go Europe. Let's go international scene. I love it.
You're very right. It is all-European. That's pretty good. A lot of statements being made out here, man. We got the largest Squidboards tournament as of yet. Over 100 teams, 106 if I'm not mistaken. Man.
Yep, 106 I believe was our final count.
It's been whittled down nicely. I have said it before. I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but I'm very excited to hop in with the rest of the chat at the end of this set here. But looking at the set in front of us, Sturgeon Shipyard, Splat Zones, Port Mackerel Tower Control, Manta Maria, Clan Blitz, and other stages that we may see if we actually make it to them. But for now, Splat Zone, Sturgeon, Shipyard.
This is a really interesting map and mode combination because you can identify where the threats are coming from. There's a lot of verticality. If you set somebody up top, you can call out where they're coming, kind of be that point guard, and kind of maybe not put threats to rest, but at least figure out where they're coming from at the start if you do get a big kill. It's difficult to take that entire pit area and set up your sharks there. So it's one of my personal favorites to watch, and I can't wait to see how these two teams are going. And right now, Nike getting the double kill at the start. It's Olive's ball first.
What a straight kerfuffle of damage, man. Oh my gosh.
You just wanted to use that word.
I did. That's a fun word. Anyway, it was honestly just a crazy mosh of just so much damage coming out from every single direction. So many power weapons being used right there. Team Olive, though, coming out on top, taking control over the point for the most part, though. However, Kraken Paradise making their claim on it as well, trying to be king of the hill here. Going to be trying to take out a couple people and manages to take out the point. The Stingray going to be coming out, trying to pick a couple people. We as spectators can see where they are, but wow! Stingray's tagging another Stingray. That's the best way to beat one, I suppose. And it looks like the Splat Zone might go back to Team Olive right here. However, there is 2 down. We'll have to see how that ends up working out.
It's close. I can't fault Nike for not running to the top immediately there, waiting for some more people to get down. However, waiting may have cost them both the zone, and it did cost them the lead. So, it's always interesting to see in those really tight situations what ends up being the right pick. Now Cowgo going in, trying to put a little bit more pressure. Soren going to sweep that up. We talked earlier about how difficult it is to have a firm hold here, but it looks like they've done it a little bit. If Sweegley can get a couple kills here, or at least 1 kill, does get the armor out as this timer continues to tick down. The pressure is still on. Dude not going to be able to find a way out. This is looking dangerous.
This is looking really dangerous. Actually, no kidding. Only 15 seconds left. We have 1 special, and that is the splashdown. But they are now down. There are no specials coming out. Oh, actually, never mind. I take that back. We have a special popped immediate, which is the Stingray, but that will not be enough to paint the middle of the map. That going pretty nicely to, I believe, Kraken Paradise.
Absolutely. We talked earlier. It's so easy to identify where the people are coming from and knowing where to put chess pieces to meet threats before they can really get in. This isn't a Humpback pump track where you can throw specials at the zone and affect the zone. It's too far away. You can throw an ink storm, a distant ink storm, but if you don't accompany that with some pressure, I mean, what are you going to do? Slow down the zone very slightly only to have it go the other way? It's so important that you identify where those threats are from, because if they can't get near the zone, they aren't going to be able to affect it as much as some of those smaller maps. Great execution there by Kraken Paradise.
Team coordination is absolutely key. You're very true with that. Like, if you just throw a semi-pointless ink storm, you're right. It's really not going to do much. That is a large zone. That being said, moving on to good old Port Mackerel tower control. Falls, unfortunately, for the same faults as some other maps do, but Stingray going to be, of course, the blessed weapon on this map, or probably the cursed weapon on this map.
Yeah.
At the other end of it. But yeah, we're going to go right into it. Very, very nice. Let's see exactly what we're rolling out here. Probably about 4 sloshing machines on each team.
Yeah, you might.
Ooh,
you might.
Hold on a minute. Okay, there we go. I actually got mentally freaked out for a second there. I was like, wait, hold on. What stage exactly are we on here? There we go. Going into Port Mackerel. We are going to be seeing 1 sloshing machine coming out on each side. And
so one of the things that we've been seeing a lot here, of course, we've already talked about it. We've been seeing a lot of pro sloshing machines, but a lot of people have been doing that, a blaster, and then one. That auto boy almost got it there. Yeah, we saw the same thing. But the last weapon that's been run is either an end zap or a tri-slosher. That's been what we've seen. So it looks like it's a sloshing machine, it's a forge, and then it's a blaster of some sort, and then it's an ink arbor. And that really does seem to be the cookie-cutter approach that teams are taking right now, and it's paid well for them so far. How did he get that direct shot? Goodness gracious.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, that was a situation that I was like, okay, the blasters is gone. Nah, man. When it comes down to blasters who make it this far in bracket, they know how to get the directs when they need them. I love how fast he turned directions after seeing that Suction Bomb. My God. But right now, pretty alright push coming out from Kraken Paradise. They need a little bit more to make it happen. Good splashdown, getting out of range of a lot of the threats right there. Although a lot of people did go down from Kraken Paradise. They are going to be trying to find a kill here. Good job from the Inkjet, just getting away from Kago's blast radius right there. However, falling right back into it, as it looks like Kraken Paradise will reclaim control over this tower's direction.
Yeah, this has been a lot of threatening pressure here on this front court area. It's going to be very important for Olive to not let it pass this first checkpoint. And I know, obvious, but like, it takes a while to even get to that checkpoint. And if you can't get past that checkpoint, you're just going to have to keep making that push over and over. It's not like those other maps where sometimes you can get to that first checkpoint and then get past it quickly. It takes a while to get there and even longer to get it. And great composure there from Dude. Just waiting, saying, I have the range. You're going to have to come to me. And just holding down the trigger and taking care of business there. If Dude had gone down there, that would have really opened up the floodgates. But as it goes right now, that's still a pretty solid defense. I'll hold on to saying it. If you don't get past that first checkpoint, it's really not that great a push. You have to get past it if you want to win.
I do want to just give that a quick shout out to that. Wow, Dude, great word for that. Composure. Just understanding that was a trap, not falling for it. That's great. Just caught an enemy. Not falling for it, and then just pulling back and assessing the situation so well. And right now, Sendo with his inkjet. Actually, this inkjet was looking really powerful. And now with the bubbles coming out too, we were talking about the value of this checkpoint. They might be able to try and find it right here. They have taken the lead. They still haven't taken the checkpoint. They took the tower. Wow, getting them off of that checkpoint for probably just as long as they need to. Maybe they might be able to make it back in time. They don't want them to take care of that checkpoint. The suction bombs, the desperate suction bombs going to be coming out, and it looks like the cavalry has arrived. But no, they
Bubbles
to push it.
What great patient play there from Dude. So I want to point something out there. You saw that Dude did not jump on the tower and instead waited for the teammates to come back. That's because Dude knew that his forge was the only thing that could prevent the longer range weapons and the pressure to come down on the tower. He knew that he could stay up there and continue to put pressure, and the timely bubbles get them past that checkpoint and on for some extra credit as well. What smart, composed play there.
Composed. That is the word of the set right now. It's just about making sure you're making the best judgment, understanding the situation, and most importantly, not rushing it. Because I've seen a lot of teams today just go down because they rushed it a little bit too much. And unfortunately, that was just a downfall right there. Sendo finding an enemy in the sea of ink right there. And going to be getting some nice picks, helping out his team make some nice pushes right here.
Yep, it's just going to be more and more pressure hiding right behind there. Sendo going to continue going. I do want to say this is the custom blaster. This is not one that since we've seen in the early days, but this is one of those maps that you can get away with inkjet, and in fact, one of its best maps, I would argue. So that's why you're seeing it as opposed to the vanilla. But now, Kraken Paradise 35 is daunting. They're going to need to take a couple. They're going to probably need close to a full wipe, or at least 2 or 3 down to get a convincing hold of mid. Then they're going to need to do the same thing again if they want to go on a little further. And then they've got to find some specials to make that last little push there. Sendo does go down. That's a big kill, but they're going to trade there as well. Now the pressure is coming in. You see Kago is back there too. If Kago gets 1 or 2 of them, and one goes down, that was Dude. This might be what they're looking for here to start. The tower is slowly marching. Here comes the Stingray, but that's an early Stingray. That's not going to end the match. Oh, man, the tension's here.
Once this push starts, man, it cannot stop. And good stuff. A counter Stingray. They have lost the tower, though. No, it seems everyone is alive right now. Everyone is alive and active. It is up to the rest of Kraken Paradise. Really trying to make this push. They have to take care of this tower, but the bubbles are going to be so hard to contest. You see the ink armor come out there for just just half a second there, trying to survive the bubbles for as long as they can, but only living 1 or 2 of them. The third one did get the kill, and that will secure Olive's second victory right there.
Bubbles. Bubbles.
You called it, man. You called it in full. They're so good for holding, and they're so good for capturing. Wow. And Waki said it earlier, one of the reasons that we didn't see a whole lot of bubble play and why bubbles are just now getting the love is because there weren't a whole lot of weapons that really had bubble. And even as you look at it now, you've got the Tentabrella as one of your other weapons that has bubbles. And then you also have one of the Splatlings, which is not a common pick, period. But people are finally figuring out just how good they are. Clamblitz really brought them out, and now you're seeing the power that they have in other situations as well. A very fun, versatile special. So happy to see it. So glad that the Forge is seeing the love it deserves. I was a pro main back in Splatoon 1, so I do love seeing that weapon do well. But now we're finally at football Clamblitz on Manta Maria. That's right, man. This is a really fun stage, in my opinion, for Clamblitz. There's something about the ways you can go and the strategies you gotta hold. Because look at that little left point right there, right on our left right there. if the enemy can get over that small hurdle, they pretty much have a clean shot to throw the power clam onto the goal. You gotta defend that area so well. And of course, there's a couple other ways to get in at the goal, although a little bit more longer-winded. I also love all the hidden jump. I forget exactly what that's called.
That's stealth jump.
Stealth jump. Sorry about that. Hidden jump. Almost there. Coming out from Kraken Paradise there.
Back to Splatoon 1 meta, I see. And, to be fair, it's not bad. Like, stealth jump it's not what it was in Splatoon 1, but it's still very, very good at what it needs to be doing, which is, from a distance, getting you back in to a position where you can make an influence happen. And if your jump doesn't go well, that's why you have comeback. So you can come back in and play defense, do whatever you need to do. It's especially important here on Clam Blitz, where you need to be able to move around the map and make things happen. Good movement there by Sweegly, and I hope I said that right.
Woo!
Dueling with the bubbles. We've seen how scary that is, but no fear whatsoever. And now we're going to see they have good control of mid. I'll be interested in seeing what route they take to get. You can come from this left side, but everyone knows you're coming from this left side too. They're close to it. They definitely have enough to make it happen.
Look at that knowledge!
Oh, that was so smart. We'll see if they're able to take it in. 1 going down, 2 going down, 3 going down, and that might be the end of it. But I like what you said there. That knowledge, as people have been saying in the chat, to make that happen. But, man, fun opening here.
He just clung to the wall, waited, knew his teammate was about to pass it, passed the ball. He passed the ball. He passed the clam, formed the ball, I suppose. Weird sense to say. And then attempted to get the dunk in there. Unfortunately, was not actually able to get in. Right now, dude, with the ball, no one's guarded it, gets in there, gets the dunk. And it looks like his team might be able to rally in a couple more points. Maybe, never mind. Actually, no one's around to score any more points. Dude, coming in?
Nope.
Not gonna be able to get it. A little bit too slow. Too slow.
Kind of a misplay there to go in too quickly there, trying to make something happen. And because of that, they are going to lose the middle pretty convincingly. I'm not saying Dude would have been able to hold it by himself entirely, but that push really didn't do a whole lot. There were people still around there. And now the mid is very yellow. We're going to walk around here. The power clam is online. Now they've gotten a little bit back in the middle, and
that's so good!
The knowledge!
The knowledge!
The knowledge!
That's
wow.
Listen, you know what? I'm surprised I didn't think of that sooner. Because you get into this mentality because of Rainmaker, that once you hold the objective, that's all you can do with it. No, man, he threw it, refreshed the timer on it, and kept both alive at the same time, and all of a sudden, it looks like Olive is putting on a lot more damage to the enemy's goal right here. Dude running in, 9 clams on his back, going to be trying to throw in, going to go down though. Good defense coming out from Kraken Paradise.
I was going to say, that's actually a pretty big misplay. They had a lot of clams, not get to put as much of them in as they wanted. And I know there are going to be people in the chat saying, I know about that. Hey, man, let us have fun here. Let us be hype about this situation. That's so smart, and I don't think with such a new mode like this, this is the first time we're seeing a lot of these strats in tournament. And there you go, right there, refreshing. Very, very smart, not panicking, knowing about that. I love it. But despite that incredible play to refresh there, it's been Olive's game. They've had some misplays here, but it doesn't look like KP's been able to break past the strong defense that Olive's been putting up.
I hope people watch this stream, for some reason in the future, and they look back at this meta, and we see us popping up. He put the ball down, and then he picked it up.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh my gosh. So good. It was so good. It's also good misdirection. Like, hey, if you want to keep focusing on where the ball actually is, you're going to lose track of me in a second if I throw it down on the ground and then pick it up a little bit later. Oh. You can hear the collective
Scaring us, Kaji.
Oh my gosh. He does manage to get it in. Oh, Sweetle trying to get in more points. No, didn't throw it. No.
Tragic.
That was
that would have been the lead too, because that's 20 points.
No, it would have been. Yeah, you're right. It would have been the lead. Oh no, goes down on deaf ears there. That's disappointing. That is very disappointing.
That is disappointing, and
that's rough. That's rough, buddy. Oh, wow. Trying to redeem himself though. It's not fully over. They need 2 power clams, which honestly isn't the hardest thing to get. Like, it's hard to get to the point, but if they can get both power clams, it would look really good. Going up against a blaster here, even with ink armor, is looking really sketchy. It's not looking great. All Olive needs to do is hold it well. And that's a little bit tough to do. It's a hard ask sometimes. But that's all they need. They don't need to overextend.
No, and the other thing is they've been doing it so well all game. That was the chance. KP has not had that many chances. Olive has been playing very good defense. So to have that kind of miss and now just have one in the middle going to try to run away and make something happen, but this player is going to have to do something that cannot be done, which is score 20 points immediately away from the basket. Amazing stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was an unfortunate situation that I happened to drop down. And honestly, it might have just been a situation of just an unfamiliarity with the mode and that quick. Think about how long that was. Even though for us, like, we look at it from literally a top-down perspective and we're like, okay, cool. So, he went over here and he just happened to go down and he missed the shot. In their eyes, they might have just been trying to survive the situation. Like, hey, let me get away from the situation. Wait a minute, I have the clam. Oh, no. Like, a half a second's misthought is all that was. And there's also not even saying, like, Team Olive still might have been able to bring that back. They still might have been able to run that back in. Even though the score does not show it, I believe it is 2-1 in favor of Team Olive right now, going into Rainmaker, Humpback, Pump Track. What a combination.
Yep. Scary stuff there, but you get that KP was in that last game. They did everything right except for the final piece of execution. They may be kicking themselves, but they know this is still well within. Humpback, Pump Track, this is one that I know a lot of people scrimmed a lot at the beginning because this can go so bad so quickly. You can go to the left side, you can go to the right side, and of course you have that rail that just goes right over the entire center. People will jump down from that, make some fun shots happen there. We'll see if we'll see what happens here if this is one of those games that gets to the lead very early and then both teams just kind of start playing really turtly and conservative, or if this is one where both sides kind of make a back and forth push. I'm hoping that's what it is. This chapter between these two storied teams. We'll see what it is.
Yeah, I mean, this map is one that you can really just get, one wipe and that is the game. However, it's about securing that wipe because this is, again, Team Olive versus Kraken Paradise in the very far stage of the bracket. It's going to be kind of hard to get a wipe in on either of these teams in such a state. Most likely, we're probably going to enter into like a good back and forth kind of a game mode. And back and forth Rainmaker, it's thrilling. It can be exciting because all it takes is one solid push, one slight in, and you can dunk it on the enemy team's base and secure that win nicely and fastly.
On the other side of the bracket, Ethereal is currently up 2-0 over El Firmament.
Okay.
And I know you and I were talking in the pregame. Team Olive and Ethereal had just played a Ludi match right before it started, like an hour before where we were doing our prep. Sendo tweeted out that they were playing. So how funny would it be? The two teams that were playing right before this are the two teams that are playing at the end of it. One more win for both of those teams, and that's exactly what we'll see.
Yeah, maybe we will. And then after this, so if Kraken Paradise can confirm this map, we are going to be going to Muscle Forge Fitness, which is an interesting Splat Zones map because, if you can take the middle, sometimes it can just become very hard to take it back from there. This is an interesting combination of maps and modes for our last two games right here, and I'm interested to see what either player runs in turn. Throwing games. Don't forget, guys, share the stream with some people. Right, dude. I've been reading those messages too. It's pretty good.
Doc Pickle, the best commentator ever. Tell you what, if we do get another Clam Blitz map, I may take you up on that, John. Terry.
Yeah, honestly, man, John Madden and good old Morgan Freeman. I just seen the demands, and I'm like, man, I'm not sure if I can do that right now. This is so wild. But anyway. Don't forget to share out the stream. We are approaching 600 viewers on what is the largest Squidboards tournament as of yet. We are about to go into grand finals. This is the perfect time to share the stream. Let people get a little bit of time acclimated into the tournament and get into it. By the time we actually get to grand finals, share it out, tweet it out, give it to your family. Say like, hey, I got this Splatoon game for Christmas. Check it out. People are playing it who have like about 3,000 hours in it.
Yeah, not too far.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people have a 3,000 hours. Right now, I'm going on my 500th to 600th hour right now. So I'm working my way up there. But,
so El Firmament, Ethereal, I want to talk about their path that they've taken real quick before we get into this. So they just 3-0'd El Firmament, and based on where they finished and the fact that it's semifinals, that should have been their toughest opponent yet. El Firmament riding high off of beating Saikai. They got 3-0'd. by Ethereal. Ethereal 3-1 Tomo, 3-1 over Deep Blues, and 3-0 in their first match against Yami Yuki. They are looking clean right now. So all the momentum has to be going for there. They just played what I'm going to assume, based on the score, was their best Splatoon. Either one of these teams is going to have a really difficult time taking on Ethereal, should they finally get there. And let me see if I can find out.
Man,
Either one of these teams has a lot of subs.
I'm disappointed I won't be able to commentate these grand finals, man. Oh my gosh, this is it. What a nice setup! What a nice setup to end the end of this beautiful Squidboards tournament so far.
Beautiful end indeed. Just waiting to get into Humpback Pump Track right now. I'm not sure. Maybe we had some sort of DC. I know KP doesn't have that many players, and you can see all of his full roster right there. I'm sure they're not going to change things up too much from what they've been doing. So probably just some sort of connection issue. One thing that I want to say to everyone in the chat: don't forget, as you're wondering why the connection issues are happening, why there's little lag. There's an ocean separating our host from the two teams that are playing right now. There are no U.S. teams that are left. So there's an ocean and several thousand miles of land separating here. So give it a little love. It's not our fault. Promise.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we're playing some good Splatoon here. We're commentating some good Splatoon. I honestly, the matches so far have been like pretty solid. I mean, I'm sure if you check back at inktV's Twitter, if I'm not mistaken, they might have been tweeting out some of the best moments of the stream. So feel free to go back through those clips and look back at the highlights of the stream, and of course, take a look at the stream as a whole. Using that beautiful watch from here Twitch feature. It's a good time. It was a good time so far.
Beautiful. I see Ocean Man going on in the chat. We have went all the way down now. There is no way that it can get any worse than that. Being told right now that they're requesting a new host of the game itself. I don't believe they're asking for a new spectator. They're just asking for a new host. So they're working that out right now. Maybe there were some hiccups just right after I got done saying there weren't any hiccups. Man, the power that commentators have for the commentator's curse. I have made one important call out early today, and the team that I was making the call out for immediately got wiped. So the power that is hosted Failboat, as you commentate more, you will start to realize that you are actually the one who controls the outcome of the tournament, not the players.
Oh, jeez, I'm getting sweaty hands already. And then TLL turned out that they were actually Team Olive all along and swept the entire bracket. Wait, no, I said it in reverse. No, I'm sorry. It will never happen now. It's all about the commentator's curse. You have to say it backwards. Oh, too bad. I love how shouts to Smash Bros. Well, we have a little bit. They did this wonderful little skit about how about commentators curse like Death Note style, where they just kept on like commentating around their daily lives and watching as people like died and like came and gave them free money and free food. That was funny, man.
I lied, by the way. It can get worse than Ocean Man. The Do You Know the Way, brudda, that has been going on right now in VR chat has now found its way into our Twitch chat. We're officially done. Tournament's over. We're not doing anything more right now. Twitch chat has now hit the lowest levels that it can possibly do. So thank you for that. Who started that, actually? Who started that? Let me find it.
Ban.
I have the power. I have the power to do it. All right, I see.
Elongated, though. You elongated it, though. It could have just fizzled. It could have died. Do you know the way? It has been shown.
It should have died to begin with. Like, if it just fizzling out and dying was a thing, it would have happened already. But now it's just growing, and oh no, here it goes. Oh no.
Speaking of here it goes, Humpback Pump Check going into it live.
Finally! Thank you, gameplay, for saving us.
Maybe. Hold on. We might just be escalating around the map here a little bit.
Nope, we're here. We're here.
Patch. There we go. Okay. Go into it. Here we go. Do you know the way? I know the way to my heart, and that is through direct means and the gameplay starting, which is what we are going to see right now.
You know, as I look
love
at
the double toxic mist too.
The double toxic mist. I was just saying, oh my god, Nike, please calm down. But actually, you know what? Time out. I'm gonna save this thought for later because this one might go all the way.
It's rough.
Yep, the bombs. The bombs were what got it for them there. The bombs were just enough because they had worked past all the players. But this is what I was saying. This is one of the ways that the map usually goes. Someone gets a big wipe at the start, and then they just play defense the whole time. And it works. It's difficult to break through here if there's a strong defense. So the 3 down, that's something. Though the last one that's alive is Dude. He does take 1 out, maybe 2, but now it's coming back the other way.
The respawn wall is such a tough pressure. Even if you get a wipe, sometimes it's just the people who throw out the bombs, who throw out the pressure, who throw out themselves onto the point that make it just so tough to keep it going. Right now, it looks like only our blaster is left alive, and a blaster without turf to move on can be rough. He does have a lot of turf to still go on, but blaster versus blaster right here. Sendo is going to be taken. It's going to be taken away right there, and they are going to be trying to find a little bit more of a defensive play. They don't want to rush it, but again, now only the blaster left alive. The common thing to be saying this tournament right here, as Kraken Paradise does take control of it over it once more.
Yeah, very clean play there, though. Sendo getting that 1 is actually... That took them to 2 relevant players on the push instead of 3. You've seen 1 come down, and now that's another 2 down. The path is painted. Nike's not going to be able to get it. Dude gets it somehow. Dude going to hold this off for just a little bit. The threat looks like it's gone. All they have to do is drop this down, and they do just that. Or wait, no, they did get the lead. They did get it. My apologies. They did get it. I had the 21 and the 24 wrong, but that was actually very close to being a knockout. Dude may have just saved the game for them and given them a chance to play more.
I need to real-look at the numbers here real fast. Yes, no, you are correct. That is indeed Kraken Paradise with the lead now. So, here comes do you play defense or do you play offense? Sometimes the best offense, or sometimes best defense is the best offense right here, and there is going to be a 3-down situation from Team Olive. Kraken Paradise, though, not looking to really rush it in. They are in the lead at points so late into the game, such as these. You're probably going to want to hold defense rather than trying to rush it and get the KO.
Well, 2:30 is still halfway through the game. There's still plenty of time for them to make something happen, but they're going to have to be careful. I agree with your general sentiment. They can't push in too hard because that just got 2 of them killed, and now the bubbles are gone. Lantro is back there, gets taken out very quickly. Nobody from Olive went down in that sequence, and that's what's really important. Finally, the blaster does go down. The blaster was leading the charge here. But if Dude is able to get those bubbles, it's going to be a very strong push. You're seeing bombs come in. Another one goes down. Can they do it?
Here it comes again, man. This absolute mess of a push right here. It's not of a mess of a push, but rather a mess of a situation. Just during this area, every time I see it, there's just so much fire constantly. And speaking of fire, dude, the bubbles are coming out. They have the Rainmaker for about half of a second there, barely, if that. The bubbles, it's going to be burst again.
No, 1 point! They only got 1 point off of that. What incredible defense. Oh my.
Honestly, I can't even. It just keeps on looking like they're about to get it. There were 3 people all using specials. You would think they would have the way, but no way has been found.
Damn it, you!
I had that planned for about 5 minutes there. I'm like, if they can find it. Anyway, bubbles are going to be coming out. Dude, trying to find another bit of a push here. Trying to actually send out those bubbles a little bit preemptively. Trying to let those bubbles get there by the time the rest of his team gets there. Going to be trying to take out the Surprise Slosher coming in. Coming in from the left. The Chad's taking it over. All right.
God, I like the idea of putting the pressure there on the left side, but they just got a little bit too fragmented there and they got picked off. Defense being able to pivot back and forth on the top there is not something that is difficult to do if you're so fragmented like that, and without the help of specials, that push going to end. The Rainmaker has been lost. There is only 1 down, but you see here the Stingray is still available. Kaji probably going to run back here. As long as Kaji stays alive, may be able to make the stop here, although there it is, the blaster. Sendo coming in, gets 1. If Sendo's able to get this second one, is able to and stays alive. They've got to pick up the Rainmaker quick. Sendo up here putting enough pressure. You see 1 down there by the Rainmaker. They're going left. Sendo does not get that other one. They're going to run it. Stopped at 23 again.
I can't
believe this game, and Kraken Paradise keeps it alive. We're going to game 5. What a set. What a game.
I wish you had commentated cameras, because you can maybe hear me. I'm a little bit farther away from my mic. I'm almost on the floor, man. What was that game, man? Just kept on going back and look at the top kills were 22 and 20. You better have a top kill, because every single time they pushed, they died on both teams in both situations. That was not the way they were looking for, but now we are managing to make it into a 2-2 situation. finally, a nice, close game going into it. Muscle Forge Fitness Splat Zones. Take some time, take a breather, and format your teams the best you possibly can, because this is what matters right here.
Hey, if that's what changing host gets, hey, just keep changing hosts, man.
Woo.
I am fine with it.
I don't care who you host, exactly.
Incredible stuff. And now Muscle Forge Fitness on Splat Zones. This one, everyone dies so fast here. People keep running up that volcano to the top of the mountain, the king of the hill, to try to get kills, only to find that someone was behind them, and people just keep dying. But once you put up a defense, if you are able to get that solid control, you can hold things really well. If you put the right weapons on the right sides, you have a blaster on the left side, keeping people from dropping down, and you keep some pressure on the right side, it can be done. You can take this from 100 to 0, but I hope that's not what happens here. These teams have put on incredible games. KP getting revenge there for barely missing that throw. Pixels away from missing that ball throw back in Game 3, saying, all right, Olive, now you'll be pixels away from getting it to 20 to win there. Oh my God. Could you ask for a better set between these two teams?
Tell your friends. This is not even grand finals. We're in the game, right approaching grand finals. The European story is being written right now, man. 2-2. We I believe it's Ethereal, if I'm not mistaken. Ethereal waiting in grands?
Yes.
That is correct, man. Who is going to go on to face them? Yeah, that's the question we're all looking to know, eagerly waiting on here. These games have gone so, like, back and forth throughout this entire set right here. And they're taking some time to going into Muscle Forge Fitness, knowing that they got to take some time. They got to take a breather. Don't let the flow get to them. Team Olive is not new to them. Kraken Paradise is not new to them. They know how to try and get the flow back in their favor. And we are going to be going directly into game number 5 right there. Yoko looking fresh, sitting in the corner there. The brush man himself, but not going to be seen in this game. I saw him sitting there, just sitting, waiting, watching.
Shoutouts to Yoko, always doing great stuff, but we're finally in it. The same comps that we have seen the entire time coming out once again. Lots of quick respawn. Now, dude, they're going with double special up. Those are going to be some of the strongest bubbles that you've ever seen. We'll see if those come into play. Both sides get a double at the start, or get a direct at the start. Why not?
About it. You're talking exactly about that. Like, hey, I got a kill, but someone behind me also killed me. But it looks like Kraken Paradise is going to be capturing this point just after Team Olive does, putting it right back into an even situation here with Olive trying to find their little push in. They do have the Stingray. They do have the bubbles. The pressure is on, and the blaster on point 2. This is looking like it's about to be locked down for Team Olive real fast, like all their specials coming out for that push. We do have a splashdown still only just now being used on the side of Kraken Paradise. However, it's looking really rough. It looks like Team Olive is going to be able to hold this point, looking really nice for them going into the first half of this game still.
And there was some great synergy there between Nike and Sendo. Sendo knowing that he could go in and had the support of Nike. That was kind of, I mean, he rushed in almost single-handedly to try to get a double, knowing that that was coming back to help him, and that's how they were able to get it. Now, they are 2 down here. Nike's got to be careful. If Nike can get a pick here, which he does, that's good. They may lose the zone here, but they aren't going to get locked out, and that's what's important for them right now. If they lose the zone, but they keep pressure up in the mid, they can play that back and forth game. They just have to be sure not to completely drop the ball in this scenario.
Nike doing a really good job there for a second. Not taking any hasty movement, trying to cover the point immediately, lying in wake, waiting for their opportunity, and then striking. Now, still, Team Olive with a nice hold over the situation, getting a nice pick, just keeping people out and making that push ever so difficult for Kraken Paradise. With not many specials on hand, only an ink armor to their name, which has just been used. Bubbles coming out to counter that. Team Olive's bonus timer is whittling down very fast, as well as the people actually able to fight. My gosh, this is looking great.
Oh, and Nike finally going to get taken down. Now, this is where it comes down to. Can Kraken Paradise hold Olive out the way that Olive was able to hold them out? That's not going to be a kill. Going to have to be careful and pivot right here. If they go in too hastily or stay in the same spot too long, they're going to get called out and picked out. As one goes down here, it's a blaster battle, and the armor sending them the other way. That is one of the weaknesses of armor. You will get pushed back. Sendo, very composed shot there, sending him right down into that swimming pool that I didn't actually know was under the map. The more you know.
Yeah, I guess so, man. I mean, they put a lot of detail into these maps. They put a lot of detail. 2-2 on the actual point. You can see they're fighting for neutral right now. They're fighting for neutral. The map is truly it's just stuck in a back and forth right now. However, Kraken Paradise does manage to come out on top. They need to go through a lot of map control. They need to keep the map so heavily in their favor, though, to take back this lead. It's gonna be rough. It's definitely not gonna be easy. If like anything else we've seen in the set.
Absolutely nothing is easy to set. Yeah, very good patience there by Plantro, finding a way in there, getting the pick onto Dude. It's, the map control isn't the big story for me right now. It's just you look at the top and you keep seeing 1 or 2 down. And the trades when you're down in that situation have not worked for them. Now they finally got 2 down at the same time. And Sendo needs to go down right now. Sendo does get 1. The penalty has been shoot through, but you see 2 of them coming, 3 of them coming now. And Kago getting taken out there in an important situation with Sharking under that. The buffest of bubbles going to take that down right before they're able to get any further. And this has been right back at the same time. What a neck-and-neck set!
I mean, you're not wrong. Anytime, at any given time, you look at the scoreboard up there, the players up there, there's always a 1 or 2 down. Right now, even as people were just managing to respawn, people just keep on dying. And right now, it looks like Team Olive is now out of... Oh my god, everyone is dead! Everyone is dead! Team Olive, I was about to say, now in the lead, past their bonus timer, just getting wiped all at once. I didn't even see what happened. But now Kraken Paradise with the advantage. Stingray coming out. It keeps on going back and forth.
That was the one thing I said didn't need to happen, but Sendo and Soren coming from the side, shutting that one down and getting what might be the important zone cap of this entire set. They went 4 down. Like we said, they didn't need to do. Then they almost lost it right there. This continues to go back and forth. The sloshing machines trading sloshes. One stuck over here. Not able to get him. Is Kaji going to be pivoting around? More points taking away. And Dude going to take out Kaji before the ink armor comes in. The zone still in favor of Kraken Paradise. The bubbles coming in. Going to take it. 3, 2, 1. The zone going back. Dude stops moving. What an incredible set from Team Olive. Pixels once again from losing that. There were 3 seconds left on the clock.
Dude, like the rest of the audience's hearts, have stopped moving. Oh my gosh. Yo, I better see some GGs in chat and everywhere, man. That was actually a phenomenal set. Team Olive, though, man, they were looking a little bit shaky earlier on in some of their previous sets. But now, man, proving that they deserve the right to be in this grand finals versus Ethereal. This is an amazing set that we're about to look out on. I hope you all are really just enjoying this, man. This is incredible. This is some great Splatoon.
That was incredible Splatoon. And one thing I have to note here, I think that it was Calgo in that situation who was running back and got killed by a suction bomb, a random suction bomb that was not seen. That whole situation was when they finally had them wiped down and when time was ticking down. That kill, I don't want to say that was the most important kill, because of course a million kills happened after that had to happen. But that took the special meter down. It took a little bit of pressure off the middle, and it was part of what happened. The small plays that just keep adding up, keep compounding, and make the huge plays that need to happen. Team Olive, those last 3 games were some of the best games I've seen. What an incredible set.
Absolutely no kidding. Absolutely no. But we are going to be seeing the last set of the night. Ethereal versus Team Olive coming up in just a little bit. I'm going to be hopping off for the wonderful walkie. I have been Philboat. Thank you for watching the tournament thus far. If you want to hear more of my interesting voice, head on over to youtube.com/Philboat, where I make some Nintendo and Splatoon content now and again. But that's enough plugging from me. Walkie, take it away for the wonderful people at home.
Yeah, thank you, Philboat. That was quite the set. I don't know if I'm supposed to be upset that I have to commentate Grand Finals and I didn't get to commentate that one, but yeah, that was the thing.